What's up, YouTube? I know it's been a long time since I've put a video on, but I just thought I'd show you a little bit about how my hay process goes here at the house. I've already mowed a little bit. I'm gonna kind of stop the video and turn it around and show you guys what I've mowed, and then I'll come right back. So I've mowed a little bit of this creek bottom, and I've mowed my big field up there. I'm gonna try to work on this. Mine kind of, if I can do my finger right, mine kind of goes to the fence line right through there, and then my uncles and cousins is on that side. It rained a ton here the last couple days, and so I'm gonna see if I can get in this creek bottom without getting it too wet. If it's too wet, we'll just have to stop. But go along with us and we'll see what we've got going on. I've got a Kuhn GMD 55. Of course, like you can tell, it's not in perfect shape. It works awesome. The guy that I bought it off of said that he rebuilt all the bearings and everything in the cutter bar. The tarp's not the best, but he's put some baler twine in it. But this is my first disc mower that I bought. It's kind of difficult whenever you're trying to buy new equipment as a starting farmer in today's time. And of course, I've got my old David Brown, my mowing bell with this tractor. I kick with 4000, and then I rake with my little 601. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you what we need to do to get started. All right, and every disc mower is different, but what I do is I normally set my 3-point hitch down to a certain height, and I just leave it, and I will make sure that my remote is all the way down. This tractor does not have a float, it just has a single remote, so every now and again I just have to make sure that I push it forward and make sure it's all the way down. This tractor also has a 2-stage clutch, so I pretty much have to stand on it to get it engaged. I'll give it a little bit of throttle. Driving through, and what I'll do is I'll come back with my mowing machine going the other way. That's called trimming. I lost the screw out of my wheel knob. Still works decent. A little different than most people, I guess. I cut corners. What I mean by that is this right here. And then what I'll do, I'll go back at the end and I'll take care of those corners. Right now, all I'm worried about is just actually getting it mowed. Some parts of this field's pretty thick, and then other parts it's like this. Try to spread some potash and phosphorus and urea here as soon as I get everything took off of it. Seems like over on this side of the field, it's always the thickest. My uncle's hay looks pretty thick too. This is what I was talking about trimming earlier. You can see my tracks where I went the other way. And now what I'm doing, I'm going around and I'm going to get back to those tracks. Alright guys, we finished up with this field. This field's kind of awkward. It's got a big swag in it right here, and it's got another big swag over here. Eventually one day I plan on taking care of that, but everything else I was able to get over. I may throw some tedding in this video, not sure. If I do decide to throw some tedding in this video, you guys will see some. But if not, I hope y'all enjoyed, and please like and subscribe. Hey guys, so I did decide to add some tedding to this video. I ended up tedding it some yesterday after I mowed it after I ate lunch. It's actually really dry, surprisingly. But I'm going to go ahead and kick it one more time today, and then I'll just rake it tomorrow. But before we get started kicking, I'll show you my kicking rig. You guys have probably seen this tractor in videos before. It's my dad's Ford 4000. It's a gas tractor. This is something kind of new, I guess. It's a Coon tedder. It's an older fold-back style. What you have to do is you have to push this little lever back, or this little, I guess, metal plate. And you have to pull a pin on these wheels, and they kind of turn, and the whole thing folds back. It doesn't fold up like most tedders. It folds back, and that's how you pull it in transport mode. You have this little rod here that screws in and out that you can adjust, or vice versa, up or down. You always want to make sure your tedders are just about that far off the ground, because you want to make sure that you're grabbing up hay, but you don't want to be digging in the ground either. So we'll go ahead and we'll head on over to the creek. I'm not going to throw it in transport mode because we're just going over to the creek, so I'll just cross the road down here and we'll head on over there. We went through and rebuilt the carburetor on this thing, put new points, new plugs, made sure everything was right. And normally this thing has been starting like no choke at all, no throttle, no choke, no anything. So oh yeah. Made it over to the creek. Started kicking. I already see a problem I need to take care of though. We've got some hay wanting to wrap around that right there. Now this tractor's a little different than my David Brown. Instead of having a two-stage clutch, it's fully independent. So let's hop off here and clean this up real quick. Always make sure anytime you're working with equipment, you kind of stay out of the path, just in case it did turn on. It's probably always best to turn it off anyways. All right, now I'll show you how this PTO comes on. It's literally as simple as this. No clutch, no anything. Fully independent. So I'm gonna take off my emergency brake. I'm gonna put her back in 6. Give it a little fuel. Stuff would take today, but I've got some people coming tomorrow, so I think I'm just going to plan on taking it up tomorrow. I've got Bible school this week, so it's definitely a plus being a school teacher and getting some time off, especially if anybody wants to farm. Cool job to have and farm too. Plus, you know, you can get kids out that may not get to have good influences or positive influences in their life. You know, you can show them that just because they may have had a hard life growing up, or just because they have a hard life as kids, that you know, you can show them something different, that there is something better out there for them. Here's you all an interesting fact about hay. So according to a bunch of test results and things that's been done, the best that I can gather, hay needs to be below 20% moisture to not molt. If hay is put up somewhere between 25-30%, it may be alright, may not. If hay's put up above 30% moisture and just left out to the environment, so inside of a barn or in a stack, there's different bacteria that begins to work and break down that hay worst thing that you can do is put up wet hay. Are there solutions for that? Well, yeah, there's solutions. They make this either a spray or powder, either one, that kind of kills the bacteria. It's called hay preservative. You can get away with 30% moisture, 25, 30% spraying that stuff on. So if it's going to rain and you've got some hay down that you think may be all right, but still a little wet, you can spray that preservative on it. Or if it's really, really wet, you can make haylage out of it. Basically what you do then is you wrap it up in plastic and cut off every bit of the oxygen to it. And it goes through a fermentation process. And it creates pretty much a silage, but it's half silage, half hay. That's way above my pay grade. We're just worried about making good dry hay here. Across that fence there to mow. It may be an acre, maybe, if that, and then I should be done with first cutting. Looks really, really thick in there though. I'm kind of curious to see how it turns out, but it's really wet, so we may just have to let the hay get a little mature and get in there and take care of that. All right. Got that finished up. I'm going to try to do a video over raking and baling tomorrow. I'll show you what kind of setup I've got raking wise, and then I'll show you my baling setup, and then we'll go ahead and we'll rake some up, and we'll go ahead and get baling. I'll kind of show you some things that you've got to do to your square baler. I'll show you how to adjust it, how to make different size bales, things like that. I'll try to compress it into kind of a shorter video, but it may be a kind of a longer one. All right, peace out, guys.